am intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory. I love to play and will never give up. I am committed for life because I am a Raven.
And welcome to the Thursday Night Live Championship Rewind. It's 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Ottawa, and a beautiful, hot, sunny day in the nation's capital. We're delighted you could join us as we rewind, replay, and who knows, maybe even rejoice again. A mere 515 days since Carleton basketball's championship game. Before I hand over the keys to the broadcast to the Thursday Night Live MC extraordinaire Jeff Morris, we would like to kickstart the program by extending a special thank you to our presenting sponsors, TD Insurance and the Carleton University Alumni Association. Thank you very much for your generosity. Now, from the housekeeping file, let's acknowledge the location of Carleton's campus on the traditional unceded territories of the Algonquin Nation. Also important to note, the Carleton community stands in solidarity with Indigenous communities, students, faculty, and staff as we remember the survivors of the residential school system. And now, to set up the game, let's turn it over to Jeff and special guest and friend of the Thursday Night Live, Hall of Famer Paul Armstrong. Gentlemen, the court is yours.
Thanks very much, Trevor, and thanks for setting this all up. It's a special Thursday Night Live where we have a viewing party of the 2020 U Sports National Final. Joining us is legendary Carleton coach, longtime player. Well, 5 years, that's a long time to me. But Paul Armstrong is with us. And before we start watching the game, Paul, a couple of things I want to ask you about going into the game. First of all, the 2020 U Sports Final was played in Ottawa, and Carleton is on not necessarily their home court because they had never played on that court. They'd always played stadium games or arena games at Canadian Tire Centre. But what kind of advantage do you have as a home team? Is it an advantage not to travel, or is it a disadvantage because your players aren't together bonding?
It's actually, I think it's an advantage to be at home. You're in the confines of your own home. They do say they do sequester in a hotel together, so they can have that be at home and not have all the travel and the time zone issues. But at the same time, they can stay together in their hotel. So you do get that little bit of a road trip feel to it as well. We were able to get that the Cap Hoops game in at TD Place, which was a bonus for us and University of Ottawa. So that helped us as well. So, and then of course the final was our great Raven fans. They're cheering us on, more boisterous than anybody else, all the other fans put together. So, so that in a way, I think, yeah, I think it was really helped us to be at home. As much as we dominated in Halifax over all those years, there's no place like home.
Now, this was the first national championship game for Taffy Charles as the men's basketball head coach. He had won a U Sports championship before as the head coach of the women's team. He became the first coach to ever win both a men's and a women's championship. You were Taffy's coach while he played at Carleton. He was a big star, I believe, in the mid-90s. Tell us about what he was like as a player, and are you surprised that he transitioned so smoothly into being a coach?
Well, Taffy, first and foremost, is a competitor, right? He just loves to compete, and I think when he finished playing, and he had such a great career, I think he was looking for something to do, and I think he was a natural coach, and because especially in his third, fourth, and fifth year with me, he was we talk a lot about game tactics and stuff, and he had a real knack and an affinity for knowing what was going on in the game. So he actually started coaching with the women's program under head coach Al Overwick, and he was quickly just loved it. You could just tell he had a lot of enthusiasm for it. You know, he had a career going, but he was still really wanted to put the time into it. And then of course he coached with Dave all those years, and just cemented his love of the game. And and I think he obviously learned a lot from a coach like Dave Smart, and that's obviously has that's where now he's now one of the better coaches, and one of the best coaches, I think, in Canada.
So let's set the game up. Carleton goes into this game 26-1, heading into the final. They come off wins over Calgary and Western, where their benches played a huge role in that game. But Dalhousie came into the game 23-1. They were the AAU champions, and a little bit under the radar as far as Carleton goes. What were your thoughts heading into the game?
My thought was that they are a very good team, and I know some of their players, and I saw them play, the last couple of years down in Halifax. So my feeling was, who has the deeper team? And I think to me, what I was looking for is how much depth does Dal have, which I didn't know, and I was trying to ascertain from the how our benches would fare, and then we'll see as we go on which team has the deeper bench.
Now, the wizard behind the scenes in this broadcast is Colin Elliott, who kind of makes everything happen behind the scenes, and he's the wizard like Gus Williams was to the Sonics back in the day, or we were saying he was like the Ernie DiGregorio of the broadcast, kind of setting everything up for everybody. So we'll turn it over to Colin to roll the game and enjoy the first half.
That struck me watching him over the course of the game is that I remember Peter Campbell, the Laurier coach, once saying to me that he wished referees had people skills first and floor mechanics second. Wheeland has it. This guy has charmed everyone in the building consistently since the moment he walked into it.
3-ball attempt by Vino, bounces out, back underneath, Capos with the hammer down. Muniz 2-2 for Pandy. Anderson around the horn. Yassine Joseph drives in the paint, goes up
with the walk
and travels.
Now let's just come in with a National Rookie of the Year.
Okay. Capos back out for Vino. Long deuce, doesn't go. Pandy with the board. Starts away for the Ravens. Yassine Joseph drives the paint, kicks it out. Marcus Anderson for 3 off the rim. Capos to Vino. Vino still with it. Looking for the screen from Carson inside. Wilson off the glass for 2.
Dalhousie for the second possession, looking to attack inside.
Osborne. 2-2 around the horn. Joseph underneath.
Oh, nice.
Off the glass. Osborne and Carleton on the board. Capos gets a break. On in his stead is number 24, Shamar Burrows. Yassine Joseph in the corner for Osborne. Takes it into the paint, off the glass for 2.
And off the bench to provide some spark for the Carleton offense. Osborne with all of Carleton's points thus far.
Oshu for Wilson. Wilson inside. Carson gets the floater to drop.
Over top of Anderson, Marcus Anderson. That's the one advantage that Carson has over Anderson, about 4 or 5 inches.
Yassine Joseph. Far side, nice drive by Pandy. Brett Martindale preparing to come into the ball game for Dow. A couple of really lively bounces on these new rims.
Pandy, a 73% shooter from the line, misses both.
Oshu back out for Burrows. Burrows and 2-2 with the reach. We'll go with that. Vino. Up. Vino knocks the rebound right into the hands of Yassine Joseph. Back the other way, Isaiah Osborne. Osborne drives, fade away, and it goes.
It's Osborne 6, Dal 6.
Already a great performance by the number 6 man on the Carleton Ravens. From three-point land, Xavier O'Shue hits.
Dalhousie certainly showing no fear of Carleton, and that's, for a lot of teams, that's the biggest obstacle, because Carleton's reputation sort of intimidates everyone.
Joseph from the corner doesn't go. Rebound ends up in the hands of Kevin Vino of Dow. There's cross for Burrows. Back for Vino. Martindale sets up the screen. O'Shue inside once again. Burrows spins. Off the glass, doesn't go. Martindale with the board. Back out. Carson for 3. Off the rim. And Vino picks up the loose ball.
2 offensive boards. Those extra opportunities are just invaluable to a team.
Vino back for Martindale. A reach in by Joseph. And he's tagged for his first personal foul. Aiden Warnholtz into the ball game. Yassine Joseph, the graduate of Glebe Collegiate Institute here in the nation's capital, takes a seat on the Carleton bench. Joseph, or make that Vino. Vino. Nice bounce pass for Martindale, blocked underneath. Kicks it back out, Carleton now. Away with numbers. Osborne.
Slowed it down. Lost the opportunity for a transition bucket.
Gabrekidin. Biniam Gabrekidin. Drives, trying to go underneath. Off the glass for 2. What strength shown by Gabrekidin.
The Tigers collapsed 2 defenders on him, and yet he was still able to work his way around them and find an avenue to get off a shot inside.
Brathwaite back out for Shamar Burrows. Carl, 1 point down. Vino, bounce past Martindale, back out into the crowd, and Dalhousie leads it 9-8. Warnholtz, back out for Louis. Anderson, Warnholtz for 3!
And there, folks, is Carleton's point guard of the future.
And another Ottawa kid. Brathwaite for Burrows. Back out for Vino. Carleton with their first lead of the ball game. Inside, Capos working against Gabrekidin. The fadeaway doesn't go. Loose ball into the hands of Dalhousie. Taffy Charles not happy about it. Carson back out for Vino. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Vino underneath for Burrows. Alain Louis for Biniam Gabrekidin on the inbound. Here's Louis driving. Trying to get it past the baseline. Kicks it out. Warnholtz has it. Finds Osborne for 3 off the rim. Burrows with the board for Dow. They start back up. Tie ball game. 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Capos for Carson. Vino. Vino pops the long deuce.
I think they'll be looking to do that all night, playing over the top of the smaller Carleton guards.
Nice take by Louis. Louis off the glass, doesn't go.
Offensive foul.
But he draws the charge.
He didn't sort of charge into anyone or anything. Was there a reach around, a wrap around? I don't know.
Jordan Wilson. Back out for Capos. Sasha Capos. Gabrekidin right on him. Finds Brathwaite. Brathwaite. Capos. Capos back to Brathwaite. Around the horn. Driving the baseline. It's Vino.
Block.
And the buzzer sounds. A shot clock.
No, they called a foul.
They called the foul.
Yeah, the tempo, his ball management, his time management of the AUS in years.
Alain Louis will bring the ball up for the Ravens. Trailing by 4. Less than a minute to go in the quarter. Alain Louis off the glass and it falls.
That's Louis' principal asset. He has blazing speed.
Pass up the middle. Wilson on the inbound. Finds Oshu. Dell trying to set up. Into the corner. Kapos for three off the rim. Great rebound by Wilson. Spins. Puts it up off the glass. Too far. Osborne with the board for Carleton. They'll hold on and try and run out the shot clock. Be about 5 seconds remaining once the shot clock winds down. 7 seconds.
Interesting, they're isolating Louis.
Louis backs off, pops it off the rim. Kapos with the board. Carson for Oshu.
He got
Puts
it
up.
Almost
off
got
the
stuck
rim.
there.
We got a tight one after the first 10 minutes underway. Andy inbounded the ball for Alain Louis. Louis waits for Gebrekkinen to set the screen. Three ball is good. Alain Louis now with 5.
Good eye there to catch the first foul.
Into the ball game now for Carleton. Number 10, Yassine Joseph. And in for Dalhousie, number 5, Adam Selleck.
They shifted Anderson onto Vino.
Vino for Kapos for 3 off the rim. Batted back right into the hands of Gebrekkinen. He finds Yassine Joseph. Joseph trying to catch Dalhousie napping. Joseph inside Gebrekkinen. The floater goes off the rim. Oshu gets it. Back to Carson. Carson drives and gets the 10-footer to go.
Everyone backed off on him. He's like, you want to leave this open for me? Okay.
I'll take it. Joseph finding some space, drawing the baseline, kicking it back out for Osborne. Osborne spins and lofted that little 15-footer, and it rolled on the rims. Players complaining about these rims being very lively. They are brand new. Kapos now driving, kicks it back out. Vino for 3 off the rim into the hands of Lloyd Pandy.
Pandy with the ball handling skills of a guard.
For Joseph. Joseph behind the back. 3 ball off the rim. Shooting lacking in accuracy here.
Bit of a rush shot. That was so early in the clock. He didn't even look to it, see if any of his teammates were open.
Vino.
Nice.
Alley-oop to Kapos for the slam.
That's what I say when I talk about Vino's capacity to read the floor. I think Carleton just got lulled to sleep there, and Vino recognized Kapos drifting along the baseline, and perfect opportunity for that slam.
Back out Osborne into the corner. Joseph driving the baseline again. Double teamed. Back out Osborne. Takes. And he's hacked in the act. 4th-year health sciences student at the university from Windsor, Ontario. Gets one of the 2 to drop. Carleton comes back. Pandy with the board. Goes off Lloyd Pandy, and it'll be Dalhousie ball.
Been chosen as an evaluator at the Olympics, and that's a testimony to the quality of Canadian officiating. And Nadine has led that whole initiative on behalf of Canada, and she's the one who really, really deserves the kudos.
Great take by Vino, and sets up the Carleton offense. Osborne
Looking to
with
isolate
Carson in
Osborne.
front of him. Osborne spinning away a couple of times and draws the foul on Alex Carson.
He is a 73% shooter from the line.
Makes the second 8 on the ball game for Isaiah Osborne of the Carleton Ravens. Vino for Adam Selleck. Selleck back out. Bombers. Vino from distance.
I'd say
Golden.
he caught Carleton they're trying to switch off the screen, and he saw that Pandy was just a little late backing off Anderson, trying to rotate back to them, was too late. Vino shot over. Vino's just been making great decisions.
Ball comes back out. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Isaiah Osborne out at the top of the key. Long distance.
Ooh,
that one
out.
bounces out. Vino gets the rebound. 3:35 remaining here in the first half. Vino underneath. Capos can't come up with the ball. And a foul call.
They're human, man.
Inbound for Mooney's 2-2. 2-2. Kicks it back out. Osborne takes it into the paint. Can't get the floater to go, and then it drops.
Carleton's offense almost entirely predicated on the skills of Isaiah Osborne.
He's
right
got
now.
10 on the ball game. Back out. Wilson spins.
Nice block.
Blocked there by Pandy.
A nice recovery of the ball by Tutu because it almost went out of bounds. What a
Pandy
feed.
Scooped that one off his shoe tops, but couldn't finish. Back the other way comes Kevin Vino. Wilson, stolen by Osborne.
Who else?
Osborne, bounce pass, Pandy off the glass for 2. Carleton coming back.
What a show we're seeing from two outstanding players. Kevin Vino for Dal and Isaiah Osborne for Carleton.
Big steal there. Wilson drops that in for 2. You've seen Joseph, who starts the other way for Carleton, down by 7. Yassine Joseph looking for a lane. Couldn't find it. Carson cut it off. Mooney's 2-2 rolls that one. Another 3-ball attempt off the rim, and Carleton's percentage is rather low from beyond the arc in this one so far.
And dropping with every shot, it seems.
Oshu back out for Vino. Vino drops that one in. Wilson on Pandy. Wilson trying to back his way in. Nice backdoor feed for Vino. And he puts it off the glass for 2.
But for Vino to see that Carleton had collapsed on defense and there was a lane to the bucket, get in there quickly and able to get the return pass. Spectacular play by Kevin Vino.
Yassine Joseph, Anderson around the horn, 2-2 trying to drive the baseline, kicks it out. Yassine Joseph, Osborne for 3, that doesn't go. Anderson comes down with the basketball for Carleton. Anderson again, underneath, Osborne off the glass, too much on it. Loose ball in the paint, still loose. Finally, Carson comes up with it. And a shot clock violation with 2.6 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. 3.8 seconds on the clock. There's been an adjustment.
Added 1.2 seconds. An eternity to get the shot off.
Capos. From distance,
Oh,
and he
why
makes it
not?
at the buzzer! Sasha Capos for 3 at the buzzer, and Dalhousie leads by 12 at the half. The Dalhousie fans loving every minute of it, and we hope you are too. We'll take a break and be back with more from the arena at TD Place. Dalhousie 36, Carleton 24.
Okay, that was a heck of a first half, a very physical first half. And Paul, you're sitting there, we're both sitting there watching the game when it was on live. What were you thinking at halftime of this game?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, I know you obviously know that Carleton with their bench, they want to get the pace going. I thought the pace more suited of the game suited Dalhousie's game. The second thing, we weren't aggressive enough, like at both ends of the floor. Like offensively, at times, shooting early in the shot clock, lots of one-on-one stuff. It was kind of looking like a summer league game at some point. And I was kind of saying, come on, guys, you got to be a little bit more patient, move the ball. We were settling, So I think that, and then you've got to give Dalhousie credit. They were getting second shots. They were doing all the little scrappy stuff, and they were blocking up the middle to our penetrators. So a very good half for Dal, and they deserve the lead.
One thing I notice about Dal's offense is they were running a lot of screens. There were guys that would, set 3 picks in 8 seconds, almost trying to get the free man up for a 3-pointer. Is that something, you talk about, Carleton is got more depth. They've got more energy in the second half because of their depth. But playing an offense like that, is that tiring for a team like Dalhousie?
Yeah, I think so, because a lot of you're asking Vino to do a lot of work, and as you'll see, he starts to tire in the second half. So yeah, I think part of it, a lot of that, where they put a lot of pressure on Vino as your MVP, but I think it actually hurts them as they get he gets a little tired, and then nobody else except Carson's able to score.
If you're on the bench as a coach, what adjustments are you making for the second half if you're Carleton?
Play faster, up tempo, get it going, use your depth, and wear them down. And I think that's what ends up happening. And I think just a matter of don't lose your mind, just stay calm, believe in your system, and believe in what got you to a number 1 seed.
And one last thing, it is a physical game inside this game, but Gebrekkinen and Lloyd Pandy really seem to be holding their own physically, even though there's a height disadvantage for Carleton, but those guys are playing like monsters underneath and in the paint.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, like Gebrekkinen, this is a breakout game for him, and Pandy's, just as a rookie, like he's unbelievable. But those two guys with their relatively small size, they really hand them themselves and can match the physical play of the Dal guys.
Okay, so Colin, let's go back to the game.
Holding the basket.
Bounce around a bit. How flexible is that?
Oshu's second personal foul. Muniz Tutu. For Yassine Joseph. Joseph for Gebrekkinen. Gebrekkinen drives.
The reach. Post off of the dribble. It's obviously an adjustment they tried to make or planned at halftime. We'll see how effective it is over the course of the second half.
Gebrekkinen wrestles that basketball away. Carleton has it once again on offense. 2-2 with the drive off the glass with the left hand, and Carleton gets within 10.
We can see what the adjustment was. Carleton is planning to attack off the dribble.
Vino for Capos for 3 off the rim. Loose ball, Pandy comes up with it. Ravens start back, Pandy coast to coast, doesn't go. Another opportunity and the foul against Dalhousie. And now Sasha Capos, the Dalhousie big man, in some foul difficulty as Tutu makes his first.
An 80% shooter from the line. Tutu was an all-star at last year's national championships.
Makes them both. 4 on the ball game for Tutu. Carleton now trailing by 8.
Now Carleton going to some full court pressure.
Carson brings it down, kicks it out for Jordan Wilson. He'll wait for his mates to get back into position and set up the Dalhousie offense.
Carleton hasn't been as intense, or the ball pressure hasn't been as intense in the first half as it is in this half. Part of that, and what they oftentimes like to do is sort of extend the defense in the second half, because this is where they try to wear teams down.
Alain Louis in the ball game for Carleton. Shamar Burrows, number 24, back into the ball game for Dalhousie. Louis brings the ball up, leaves it for Lloyd Pandy. Pandy for Anderson, back for Alain Louis, finds the lane, and he's hacked by Carson. He'll go to the line.
But for hoops junkies, there is never, ever enough basketball.
That one off the rim. Oshu with the rebound, kicks it back, Burrows, full court press, no, Carleton falls back. Vino, bounce pass for Oshu. Oshu back out into the middle for Shamar Burrows. Inside, Carson for 3, off the rim. Gebrekkinen can't come up with the loose ball. Burrows off the glass for 2.
Stellar work under the boards by Burrows.
Anderson, bounce pass, 2-2 off the glass, flipped it up and it almost went. Munis 2-2 at the free throw line. Makes the first. Make it 6.
And now 4-4 from the line in the half. Carleton drawing within 7.
See by the Ravens here in the second half.
Yeah, the defensive intensity has really been elevated.
Osborne catches up with Vino. He drops it off for Oshu. Oshu for Vino. Calling the play. Carson fell. Forcing Vino to do something else. In the paint. Off the glass for 2 is Alex Carson.
And what an inside feed by Vino.
44-35. Louis tried to go across, stolen by Vino. He'll go coast to coast. Off the glass, doesn't go. Burrows with the board and the putback.
Second consecutive putback, just as a result of hard work.
Alain Louis. Louis for Gabrekidin. Left-handed skyhook goes. 8 for Biniam Gabrekidin.
I love the intensity in this second half. Both teams looking, neither is planning to roll over.
Offload for Oshu. Drops it in. Stolen by Louis. Louis spinning away from Carson. Starts set to set up the Carleton offense. Underneath. Gabrekidin for 2. 10 for Gabrekidin. Carleton back within 7. Selling around the horn for Burrows. To Vino. Vino from distance. Off the rim. Back to Burrows. Nobody there to rebound. Burrows will set it up. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Back out. Carson for 3.
Nice when you have a perimeter shooter like Carson who can drain it with the shot clock expiring. Carson led the AUS in 3-point field goals per game with 2.6.
Fashion that they played against the University of Ottawa.
But
Gabrekidin with the rebound.
On a free throw, no less. Third consecutive bucket for Carleton.
Vino. Selling. Burrows. Back for Vino. 7 on the shot clock. Burrows into the paint, kicks it out. Carson for 3. Knocks it down again.
2 trays in a row for Carson.
He had 4 last night. Of 5 attempts from beyond the arc. Alain Louis off the glass for 2.
Carleton sticking to its second half game plan. Attack.
Burrows starts to bring it out. Crosses midcourt, sets up the offense. 13 seconds on the shot clock for Dalhousie. Burrows, Vino, crossover. In for Burrows, drives, has it stolen by Louis, and a jump ball called.
Far more active in this second half.
Vino from distance,
He got it
doesn't
off.
go. Loose ball, Carleton has it. The lead 9, 2-2 with the big take knocked to the floor, no foul. Vino behind the back, still with it. Fends off Louis, little bounce pass underneath, looking for Carson. Mooney, 2-2 for Louis, and he can't finish. Back the other way. Vino, just the pace frantic here in the second half.
Torrent tempo with a quality of play too, also extremely high.
Vino Tries to pop the 10-footer. The rebound lands in the hands of Osborne. Burrows
Intentional foul away from the ball on Burrows.
And Plato is apoplectic.
With Burrows. That was a silly, silly fall. Louis continues his struggles from the line. Short. Oh, it
Gets the roll.
It looks short. Here it is 44.
They've just put it up on the board. 2-2. Off the glass. Gebrekkinen with the putback, no basket.
They're saying that Tutu was fouled and he'll be sent to the line.
Tutu makes. Make it 8.
And perfect from the line in this second half.
Carleton with the full court press. And they back off Brathwaite. Tutu right on him. Dishes off for Jeff McVeigh. Here's Vino. All the way across. Intercepted there by Tutu, but he slipped. Lost the ball. Matt McVeigh out there. Martindale setting up the screen on Osborne. Vino underneath. And Lloyd Pandy got in the way of that pass. Louis back the other way. The crowd into it now. Louis drives. Can't get it to go. Gebrekkinen off the glass. And it falls.
That one rolled around seemingly 2 times around the rim. Off the ball against Tutu.
Louis Tutu, his 3rd personal foul. He'll come out of the ball game, and Marcus Anderson will come back in his stead.
This one's starting to have the feel of one of my all-time favorite games at Nationals, that Acadia's 84-82 double overtime win over Carleton, in which the fans were just in a state of utter bedlam.
Anderson came in for Alain Louis. Tutu stays out on the court. Brathwaite drops it off.
Nice defense by Carleton. Oh, I thought they collapsed effectively.
Martindale tried to go up.
Must have been a bump with the hip. Called it on Pandy.
Trying to rattle Brent Martindale. Doesn't work. Here's Louis. Behind the back. Great speed. Kicks it over for Gebrekkinen. Gebrekkinen working against Martindale. Offload for Osborne. Back Gebrekkinen. Finds Louis. 8 seconds on the shot clock. There's the little 10-footer by Gebrekkinen. And he makes it. 16 on the ball game for Binion. Gebrekkinen.
All but 4 in this half.
Carleton back within 4. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Brathwaite. Matt McVeigh for 3 off the rim. Loose ball. The horn sounds. And it's a 4-point ball game with 10 minutes left to go. Carleton has stormed back, and the fans are loving it here at the arena at TD Place. Do not go anywhere.
Okay, what a quarter. And Paul, momentum seems to be slipping away from Dalhousie at that point. And, you know, you can sense they're fatiguing. But when you're fatiguing on the court like that, does it affect your decision-making? Because they seem to be making some panicky decisions with the ball on some offensive series.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see Vino, like he made a couple of turnovers, and he almost airballed a 3. So they were starting to get tired. They adjusted, I think, very well on Vino. They got him. They started to shock him on the screen, like be aggressive when coming off the screen, almost double teaming him for a second. And then at the other end of the floor, I thought they did a good job because they were a little more attacking. Now all of a sudden, Carson's got to play defense. Vino has to play defense. So all of a sudden, you know, now they're playing, I think, at both ends of the floor. Whereas in the first half, I thought they didn't have to do much on defense. Carleton was so they shot so early in the play phase.
No, I remember I was there all 3 days for the tournament, and a lot of people that were there were talking about exactly what the announcers are talking about, the tight rims, how unforgiving they were. And, you know, Carleton is outsized height-wise. Dalhousie's playing a defense that's almost giving them threes. But as a coach, are you reluctant to play that game when you've got a situation where the rims are so unforgiving? Does it change any decisions you make as far as what you want to accomplish offensively?
No, I don't think you can change. You got to play your game plan. You can't change it to based on the rims. What you can do is, you know, if you know the rims are tight, you can send an extra guy a little further into offensive rebound, or at the other end, make sure everybody's defensive rebounding don't leak anybody out on the fast break. So, but yeah, you just got to do your thing, and you know, that's what I like about Carleton's game. They just attack, and defend like crazy down the stretch.
Okay, let's Colin. Let's get back to the game.
Tied again, 56, 7:49 left. Vino for three, off balance. Gebrekkinen comes down with the basketball.
Oh, he's had a monstrous second half for Carleton.
Here's 2-2. 2-2. Fakes. Kind of tried to get the floater in off the glass, but it had a little too much on it. Vino back the other way for Dal. Drops that off for Shamar Burrows. Brathwaite. Vino. Anderson right on him. Hasn't left his sight. Back out. Capos and a foul on 2-2.
I believe that might be his fourth.
It is. Exactly 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Dalhousie with the basketball. Shamar Burrows, baseline drive. Louis staying in front of him. The fadeaway blocked by Louis. Osborne moves the ball up for Anderson.
Someone 5'10" get a block. Carleton with a chance to take its first lead since, I have to go way back to find it.
Joseph for Osborne. The three ball lips out. Loose ball into the hands of Vino.
The Ravens were up 18-15 early in the second quarter. It's been a while.
Burrows. Carleton fans chanting defense. There's the drive. Kick all the way across. Carson for three, and it's good.
Count on Carson.
3 for 4 from beyond the arc. Alex Carson. Alain Louis. Sullen on him. Osborne tried to set the screen. Back out. Osborne drives in the paint. Can't get it to fall. Gets his own rebound, but it's batted away by Capos directly into the hands of Vino, and a foul called on Marcus Anderson. His third personal foul.
Vino going down hard, looking like he's favoring an ankle.
Vino up on the table. He'll get that shoe off, and then the foot will expand.
Or they'll tape it awfully quickly so it hasn't got the opportunity. I'm sure he wants to get back on the floor from the ball in Vino's absence.
He has it now. Brathwaite driving, tries to go off the glass. Loose ball, and there's a foul
on Burrows. That, you know, when he was playing in the prep ranks in Ottawa, he demonstrated those kind of shooting skills again and again.
Inside, Pandy at the foul line, drives left hand off the glass for two. Lloyd Pandy now with 8.
Attack. We're just seeing it over and over and over. Carleton's saying to Dal, prove you can stop the penetration dribble.
Sullen. Carson into the corner for Capos. Capos back into the corner. Brathwaite drives the baseline. Burrows. Carson for three. Boom! Almost at midcourt.
Now that's what Alex Carson does. One of the premier three-point shooters in the country.
4 of 5 from beyond the arc in this one. And Dalhousie leads 62-58. Warnholtz All the way across for Osborne. Isaiah Osborne underneath.
Nice feed inside, but
Gebrekkinen can't finish. Down by 4. 4:20 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Anderson and Tutu coming into the ball game for Carleton. Kapos across for Selin. Bounce pass.
Well,
Brathwaite underneath. Burrows off the glass for 2. Burrows with 7. And the lead now 6 for Dalhousie.
you got to admire the resilience of the Tigers. Their leader off the floor, and they just kept.
Warren Holtz for 3. 2 for 2 from beyond the arc.
Let's start chanting overtime, overtime. Maybe the crowd will pick up on it.
You go ahead. You start without me.
You just can't get it. We can't get enough of this game.
Burrows takes the foul, and he'll
look
go to
who's
the
coming
line.
back on the floor, all taped up. Ivan Viano. Burrows a 74% shooter from the line.
Misses the first.
For folks tuning into university basketball for the first time in Canada, I hope you see how high quality the game has become here.
Burrows makes 9 for Burrows on the ball game, in the lead 4. Munis 2-2. Across Anderson into the corner. Warnhouse drives the baseline. Off the glass for 2.
What essentially is a rookie. Most of last year he spent on the bench, sort of learning the ropes, but he's stepped in here with 5 consecutive points to draw the Ravens within 3.
2.
My math, Dan.
Brathwaite.
Obviously that wasn't my major in university.
Carson able to hang on to it. 4 seconds off the 3 ball. That doesn't go. Carleton has it back. 2-2. 2:49 left here in the fourth quarter. Nice crossovers. 2-2. Back out for Warnholtz. Warnholtz underneath. Gebrekkinen can't get it to go. Got the rebound and draws the foul. 37 left. The inbound by Anderson into the hands of Biniam Gebrekkinen for Isaiah Osborne. Little poke there from Vino. Osborne still with it.
6
seconds on the clock. Osborne takes and he makes. 65 apiece.
Dal is just having such trouble with the penetration dribble.
2:15. Brathwaite for Carson. Carson. Anderson all over him. Back out for Brathwaite. Brathwaite. Forced wide. Drives. Forced to shoot. Can't go. Gebrekkinen with the rebound. Finds 2-2. And Carleton brings it out. 1:55 to go. Into the corner. Warnholtz misses off the far rim. And it goes out off of Alex Carson. Carleton ball.
See what the run off the inbounds. Inside feed to Pandy.
Pandy back out. 2-2. Fakes the shot. Goes for 3. And makes it. 2-2 for 3.
That's a money player, hitting those big buckets when you need them.
Carleton with a 68-65 lead. Oshu back in the ball game. Finds Brathwaite. He'll set up the offense. Vino. 1.5 minutes left to go. The crowd into it. Vino.
Look at the ball pressure from Carleton, forcing Dal deep into the clock.
Kapos for 3. Off the rim and out. Carleton possession. 1:17 to go. And a timeout called by Rick Plato and the Dalhousie Tigers. And Carleton with a brand new clock.
Look at the pressure from Dal.
Full court press. Anderson up for Alain Louis.
Carleton trying to slow the clock down, drain a few seconds.
Alain Louis with the crossover drives, kicks it out. Anderson for 3. Off the rim.
Another rebound
with the putback. Biniam Gebrekkinen, 18 on the ball game.
All but 4 in the second half. He, as I said earlier, has had a monstrous second half for the Ravens. Oh,
The
did
lead
they call
five.
a foul as well on that?
They must have.
They did.
Gebrekeden's at the line.
They called it on Capos. Nope, sorry, it was on Blomers. They called it on Blomers.
Marley Blommer's first personal foul. And Gebrekeden with an opportunity to convert the three-point play and give Carleton a 6-point lead with 61 seconds left on the clock.
They get a 2-possession game.
Oshu off the inbound, takes it up the floor.
They'll be looking for Carson, I suspect.
Carson cutting, doesn't get the ball this time.
Marcus Anderson right on him. He's not letting him get anywhere near an open look.
Capos had it, stolen
steal
by Osborne. Osborne going
And with
coast
the
to
run out,
coast,
and
the
no.
finger roll doesn't go.
And did they call a foul? I believe they did. That'll send Osborne to the, and look at Viano limping towards midcourt.
We'll make it a 3.
A 73% shooter from the line.
Osborne
Missed
can't
the move.
make. That could be huge. Vino finds Carson. Oshu in for Capos. Capos back out. Vino for 3. Blocked by Anderson.
There's why he's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, National Defensive Player of the Year.
Foul by Oshu.
Is he out?
He's got 4.
Dal does look a trifle tired now, don't they? In last few minutes, they're just starting to grab at their shorts, leaning over, gasping. So depth did prove a difference. Carleton missing a third consecutive free throw from the line by Tutu, who earlier hit 6 of 6 in this half.
Tutu makes a 3-possession ball game. 22.4 seconds left to go.
And perhaps too large an obstacle for Dal to overcome.
Carson for 3, off the rim. Loose ball, picked up by Louis. And he'll run out the clock. Fouled there by Oshu, and that'll be his day. Oshu with 5 fouls and 10.7 seconds left on the clock.
This is going to have to be a heartbreaking loss for Dalhousie. They were so close, looked like they had it in their hands, and it's so disappointing. But this is a season to remember for Dalhousie, making the national final for the first time in their history, winning a silver medal. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Carleton closing it out now with a 11-0 run. Make that 12.
Louis, 12 points on the ball game for Alain Louis. Makes them both.
We asked off the top, is the moment too big for any of these teams? It certainly wasn't for Carleton. A 13-0 run to close it out. What a way to win another title.
Anderson walks it off. It never gets old. The Carleton Ravens have won their 15th national championship in the last 19 years.
Okay, what a finish. And they say, Paul, that defense wins championships.
Yep.
Carleton holds Dalhousie to 11 points in the fourth quarter. Just phenomenal defense, phenomenal pressure. Now, I was sitting there, and usually when I'm sitting there watching Carleton win a national championship, I'm celebrating, I'm cheering. I had a complete sense of relief more than happiness in this game. What were you feeling emotionally when you saw this?
Well, I was the same way. I really thought our bench would wear them down, but it just took so long. And credit to Dalhousie, who they really gutted it out. But they had nothing left in the tank. Vino, he didn't score any points in the second half. Carson hit one and he had to go out further. Then he had to go out even further to hit those threes. So they really took care of business, and they just found another level, right? Which they do defensively, and offensively. Again, they just attacked, and Dal didn't have any answers. And of course, our bench, unbelievable. We outscored their bench 35-16. Which was huge, and Dal, as good as they are, they had Carson scored 16 points in the second half. they only had one other starter scored points in the second half, and he scored 2 points. Incredible.
And how about, they're showing Isaiah Osborne there. He's the sixth man on this team, and he's the tournament MVP. So having guys like Osborne and Louis coming off the bench, understanding their roles, that has to be huge for a team like this.
Oh, it's amazing, and you got to give credit to the Carleton program. They've been able to convince some great players, to come in off the bench, like over the years. And it's like you think, oh my God, they could be starting anywhere. But this is where Carleton keeps going. They're unselfish. They understand their roles. They know. For me, when I was coaching and as a player, I always say, it doesn't matter if you're on the floor at the start of the game; it's whether you're on the floor at the end of the game that counts, right? So it was great. And I can't go like Vinny in there just holding. You just saw him holding the trophy. I mean, I don't know if you remember the first 10 seconds in the game, he almost got knocked out. She got really rocked, and you can see the scar on his the Band-Aid on his shoe. Could you imagine if he wasn't there, if he had taken a really bad shot and had to go to the hospital or something for stitches? So, and the second thing I would want to talk about, I got to give a big shout out to Aiden Warnholtz. Like that, those 2 shots he hit were incredible. And I'd asked Happy about Aiden, that's the 3 and the 2. Now remember, he hit a 3 in the first half, so there was something there. And I asked Happy sometime after, I said, Aiden, you put him in a tough time and young guy, and he said it was a hunch, and I think coaches, any of us who coach, you do play sometimes on hunches. And I think he probably remembered Aiden's his poise for playing in a big game in the first half, but also hitting that one shot. So again, another great team effort. And there's Aiden on the floor down the stretch, helping their team to victory.
I've got a couple of questions I want to ask you, but actually one of them was about Aiden Warholtz, because he scored 8 points. They were all clutch. He only played 10 minutes in the game. But you have a player like that. How much does a win like this, not only a win like this, but to win it this way in a championship, help his development coming into the next season when he plays for Carleton?
Well, it's immense. Right? All of a sudden, you're going up the pecking order, right? And you need to get the trust from the coaches and your teammates to get the chance that Aiden got to do that. So there's no way he's going in there if they didn't trust him to do that, right? So I think that's and even if he missed one of those shots, the fact he earned his right there by all the great stuff he's done in practice and of course in the games he's played. So this is going to be a huge shot in the arm for him. And he may not start, he may come off the bench again, but he knows he's going to be a real, even more of a more important role this coming year.
Now, another player I want to ask you about is this season started with a game against Syracuse, and I was at that game and was really impressed with how Benim Gebrekidan handled himself against the bigs. And again, you're playing a major NCAA team. You're not just dealing with one guy that's 6'10" or 6'11". You're dealing with a front court that's 6'9" and up, very physical. But he really held his own in that game. Now, next year we have Grant Shepard, who's 6'10", coming in, a transfer student who's playing in the CEBL now. How does that change Gebrekidan? Will it be a big bonus to him to have some sort of big support like that?
Yeah, it will. It's going to be just to have the depth, so you're not counting on Gebrekidan for big minutes, but also you can go big lineups. You can move Gebrekidan or Shepard to the 4 spot and then move Pandy down to the 3 spot. So you can go big and Pandy can put the ball on the floor, and he's playing in the CEBL as well. So it's great. But Gebrekidan, he reminds me I can't remember how many years, the longtime fans remember Kevin McCleary. Kevin McCleary, just took him a couple of years. He had to get a little stronger, and a little bit better in shape. And all of a sudden he came out, and he ended up being an All-Canadian this last year. But it was like in his late 3rd year where he all of a sudden I remember coming back. He was an All-Star MVP at the Acadia tournament, and then the second half of the season, he had a great season and just kept it going. And then there's Gebrekidan now doing the same thing, having a breakout moment at times. Of course, certainly at the right time for us Carleton Ravens fans.
And you mentioned Lloyd Pandy. There's a guy who's really versatile. He can play play a 4. And right now in the CEBL, he's playing for Victor Razzo in Niagara, and Victor's got him playing a 1. He's got him playing the point. So you could almost plug him in anywhere. But he raved about Lloyd Pandy when I was talking to him about his strength, his quickness, his speed, his overall game. He's going to have 2 full CEBL seasons under his belt before he's even back at Carleton with the Ravens. So with the number of CEBL players we have that are in the U Sports Development Program, how's that going to impact the Ravens when they get into training camp in September?
Well, it's just like, it goes back to an earlier point you made about the Ravens playing against teams like Syracuse, right? You're playing like the equivalent of a really good Division I team every game when you're in the CEBL. They're good players. There's 5, 6, 7 Americans on the team, and then of course then in practice as well, you're going against. I was at the game last night, and there was this guy Brighton or Brayson or something. Guy played in the G League. And there's Alain Louis guarding him. Alain Louis is playing for the Blackjack. So that's an amazing. That you put that in your pocket, you come back and play for U Sports. You're going to be really. You're just going to be, again, like I mentioned earlier. You're taking it. You take your game to another level, and that's all going to be a great investment into the coming season for our guys.
And Alain Louis, another guy in that game, in that final we just watched, coming off the bench and having a huge impact, and a guy who's really learning to penetrate and kick out in the CEBL. So the skill set he's going to bring back, and those guys are going to bring back knowledge too that they can help their teammates.
Well, that's right. Then they become mentors to the younger guys, and say, "Here, this is what I learned." Maybe some kind of some angles, or just one of the coaches, or there's some great coaches in that league as well. Of course, not as good as ours, but you're going to learn a lot and just bring a little nugget or 2 back to help the younger guys, or just all about how hard they're practicing. To work on their game. They can bring that back to the team, to the training camp even.
And one last thing I want to ask you about, and this is the question that will be up for debate forever, but how is this team that just won in 2020 different than the other Carleton National Championship teams?
Wow. I mean, we've always had pretty deep teams. This one might have been the one team that won a national championship with their bench, more so with their bench than with their starters. When you think about it, there's a lot more balance there. So I think that, and then I think, once again, from 1 to 12, the athleticism of that team is just so amazing that and the accomplishment that they do every day, the practice, the polish that they have coming to the floor, it certainly mimics other teams as well. But I think maybe this could be on paper like the best, the deepest team that we've ever had. Certainly, when you look at the score, like the 35 points off the bench in the U Sports National Championship, the final 8, that's a pretty impressive stat.
I don't know if this is an accurate statement. Maybe you can comment on it. But when I look back at this team, it seems to be the team with no superstars. I mean, sure, Isaiah Osborne kicked it up to the next level, and so did Gebrekkinen in the championship game. But there was no Oz Genty, there was no Aaron Dornkamp, there was no Tyler Hinds, there was none of those guys that were the big name, the Scrub brothers. None of those guys are there. This was 12 guys winning, and is that a difference? Is that accurate, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, good observation. You look at other years, we've always usually had that one All-Canadian, first team All-Canadian, going to Scrubs, Hinds, you go all the way back to Osvaldo. So this year there was more the no-name teams. They were all sort of playing sort of under the radar in terms of, oh my God, Carleton doesn't have that one guy we have to stop. Well, we had like 7 or 8 guys you had to stop when it turns out, because they were just so they were also so accomplished and also skilled. And again, it goes back to our earlier point about the bench being maybe a little bit too much to handle for everybody else in U Sports that year.
Okay, well, Paul, thanks so much for joining us. It was a lot of fun to relive that and to hear your insights. I know Colin is up on the roof of the Arts Tower now, lining the birds up into the logo for them to fly away again. So we're gonna throw things back to Trevor.
I mean, wow, just incredible was that. Really, really nice job, Jeff and Army, with the expert game analysis. And I mean, you really can't help but feel that Raven pride at the end there, and winning such a spectacular fashion just never gets old, does it?
Never
I
gets
want to
old.
thank, yeah, that's right. And I want to thank everyone for joining us. And please do tune in again on September 30th as we unveil yet another classic, the 2014 Panda Game. This watch party, dubbed the Panda Tailgate, will get us in that winning spirit once again, just 2 days before the 2021 Panda Game. And so that's it for us. We look forward to seeing you next time. And so long, and be well, everyone.